TV audiences first met Ellie Landry in 1998 when she starred as the Doritos girl in the now infamous Super Bowl commercial. That moment helped her become a household name and launched her acting career. In March of 2023, this former model added author to her long list of accomplishments. Hey, congratulations on the book, Reshape Your Life, Don't Settle, because you are worth it. Tell me how this came about.
I did not have it on my bucket list to write a book. I consider myself a student of life, and my business partner came to me with the opportunity. And you know, honestly, like the beginning of my career, I always asked God to use me because I knew I had a platform, whether it was good that was happening to me, bad. I came through the tough and difficult times, and I always knew that I had to share it in order to help someone else.
I like this idea of reshaping it. Taking what you've got and going,
absolutely,
how do I make this better?
Well, for me, it's growth, you know? And the second part of the title is Don't Settle, because you're worth it. And we just make little shifts in our life. We're just reshaping ourselves. We're growing, we're learning. And it applies to so many things, whether it's your home, whether it's your mental state, your attitude, you know, your health. My health journey had a huge reshape, and that's really why I started the company, but so many different areas you can reshape.
You've talked about that really openly about, you know, here you were top of your game, and something was just not feeling right.
I was on a daily talk show on Fox, and it was my turn. I was thinking one thing in my mind, and as I opened my mouth to speak, it was not coming out that way, and that was my first red flag. I felt like I was living half of a life, and I found I was absolutely exhausted. I was losing my hair. I was in a mild depression. I had horrible digestion. This is not normal. Before I was just doing pickup. So I was like, I've got to tackle this. I got my first blood panel done because I needed to get to the root cause. Like things are really off. And then I started just getting on the right supplementation and experienced that next level of health. And again, like I knew that I couldn't keep that information to myself. And then Reshape became the platform for me to share all that information.
What is a superpower? How do we identify our superpower? How did you find yours? What's yours?
I'm a people person. Like I could talk to a tree and I can make friends with you. And if you have a barrier, that is my goal, and I will break it down, and we're gonna be friends. That's one of my superpowers. But I find that people don't always look at that in themselves. So I always make it a point whenever I meet someone to kind of identify that. And then they start thinking, wow, well, yeah, that is pretty great about me. We need to start looking at the positive, our gifts, right? The gifts that we naturally have.
I'm sure you are flooded with questions and DMs from people from all over the world. What kind of stuff do you get, and what warms your heart when someone maybe follows up and goes, wow, you know, thank you for that?
When I can be open and honest with what's going on in my life, that I feel like when you speak from the heart, just in general, you connect to the heart. And that's what I think people really appreciate and are so craving. Like, thank you so much for saying something, because I was feeling the exact same way, or I didn't even know if this was something I should say, I feel guilty about it or whatever. But in life, I just feel like that's what I'm interested in general. Just those true, authentic connections.
People often stare at me strangely when I say, you know, HIV and my HIV diagnosis is probably one of the best things that ever happened to me. But if you do the work, and you pull yourself through it, you go, gosh, I'm so much better.
Oh my gosh. I would say, like, on my first, which I call it the, you know, forced reshape of betrayal and loss, I to this day say that it was my greatest gift and the absolute best thing that has ever happened to me in my life. Truly. I would not have met my husband. I would not have my children. I would not be the woman that I am today. I wouldn't walk through this world the way I do because of it. I wouldn't have the perspective I have. I mean, it really changed everything for me, and I'm so grateful for that.
We all get knocked down in life.
Yeah.
What have you found has been the best way to pick yourself up when you're down?
You know, first I have to say, look, something's gonna hit us hard, will knock us on our knees at some point in our life. We are not immune to that. Everyone will experience pain, heartbreak, tragedy, loss, all of it. For me, it's happened twice, and it was really tough, you know, brought me to my knees, didn't know how I was gonna get up. For myself, I could definitely say it's my faith that always gave me hope at the end of the day. But I do think that you have to put in the work. I feel like it's so easy for us to, sweep all of it under the rug.
Well, Ellie Landry, congratulations on the book. You're living your truth. And as I say, if you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything.
There you go. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
It was really lovely chatting to her.